Hey guys. No, I'm not sitting in my high-rise apartment in Chicago. That is Chicago, right? Today we're back. I'm doing another series with the UEVR mod. We're going to stick with the Borderlands 3 series. As you can see, I'm up to 90 hours on that. I just bought the DLC for that off the Steam sale. I got it cheap, a couple bucks. Definitely worth it if you not paying full price. That being said, we're gonna stick with the Borderlands series, and let's see, which one is it here? Where does it go? Threw me off a little bit. We're gonna go stay with the Borderlands series. We're gonna dive into the Tiny Tina Wonderland, which also uses the 6 Degree of Freedom profile from Tim Burton. And where you can get these profiles is in the Discord. I joined Discord under the Flat Screen to VR modding community. Under the Unreal Engine VR, scroll down to games. And then we'll go to the Tiny Tina Wonderlands. You can either search for that game or whatever game you're looking for. And at the very top, they have the pinned messages section. These are where all of the profiles or any kind of modification to the existing game you're trying to launch. For example, this is the aimed Corsair mod using DirectX 12. Now, this is a little different than the profile, so make sure if you download this, make sure you follow these instructions here on how to install the Crosshair mod, the aimed Crosshair mod. And then you scroll down through, and here we go. They got a little bit of the other mods there, and then just get to the Tim Burton profile for the 6 Degree of Freedom for Tiny Tina's Wonderland. It's hard to say a couple times. And then, much like any other game in the UEVR, I use OpenXR. And any of the import configuration files, which means the profiles, wherever you downloaded those profiles, it's easier just to import those configurations right through the UEVR. Oh, click this, it'll take you right to where the profile of the game is. You have to make sure you launch the game for at least once so that it creates the folder for that particular game. But just import the configuration files right through there. For the profiles only. Any other modification, you cannot do it that way. You have to follow the suggested way to do it, much like this here, the aimed Corsair mod is totally different. So any other modification, you have to install however they describe you to install it, but the profiles you can import right through the configuration. All right, let's get back into here. We'll launch some Tiny Tina's Wonderland. Normally, I'll hold this. I'll point to that so that it stays on top so that I can inject it. But I'll show you guys here. If that ever happens, you go, oh, God, where did it go? Just hit alternate tab. And then make sure the UEVR is highlighted. Hit enter, and it brings it right back on top and allows you to inject the game. But normally, before I launch the game, I'll make sure I grab this so that it stays on top. Again, this particular game, wait till the dragon comes flying across the screen and then inject. So here we go. Steam VR will start up. Again, I use this here. You see this when the game's loading? Normal VR games have the picture of the game loading there. Non-VR games, just that little black box. I wish I could figure out how to get the picture of the game in there. If anybody knows, let me know. All right, here we are in Tiny Tina's Wonderland, and you can see it looks pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. Signing this in here. Into the options. show you a few things. Again, I'm running that Crosshair mod, DirectX 12. My display says VR 4090. Now, that's not to be confused with the graphics card 4090. That's just the name of my monitor. I wish I had the 4090. However, I'm only running the 2080 Super. Yes, believe it or not, 2080 Super. It's been a good card. I've had it for a couple years now. I'm about due for an update, but you know how it is. They're a little pricey, those things, and just can't really see updating the graphics card without updating the whole, processor, motherboard, yada, yada, yada. Excuse me. All right, let me show you something else here. Back in the visuals, anti-aliasing, turn that off. I can deal with a little bit of the jagginess off in the distance. Up close, you don't really notice those jaggy edges because if you put any of that little anti-aliasing on, you get that blurring effect. I just don't like that blurriness. I'd rather deal with a little bit of jagginess for a nice, clear, distant image. All right, so let's get out of here. Boot it up here, and we'll see where we're at. Again, this is very much like the Borderlands games. Matter of fact, this reminds me a lot of Borderlands 3. What the heck is this? What's going on here? Oh, it loaded me right into a battle. Come on, let me get rid of these guys. Shoot.
My conscience is clean, villain.
I don't like that gun. Let's get rid of this gun. Come in here, you. There we go. Come on in here.
That doesn't quite work.
Let's get rid of these guys and then we'll talk about what's going on here. Are they all gone? All right, they seem to be all gone for the most part. All right, as you can see, I have 6 degrees of freedom. No matter where I put the gun, up high, down low, right at me. Much like the Borderlands, for those of you that don't know, the guns, a lot of the guns have 2 shooting methods. This one in particular has the burst method, and I believe it's semi-auto. But as you can see, it's showing me right over here where the bullet count is. It's showing me the burst, and it has like a directional pad down. If you're not familiar with where the directional pad is on the Oculus controllers, you just remember it's the right stick. Right next to the A and B button is that little blank spot. That, you just move your thumb over to that spot, and then with this thumbstick, you push down. And there you go. It just changed to semi-auto. So there's burst mode. Oop, let me get my thumb back. And then there's semi-auto. All right. So we'll go with the burst mode. That seems to be all right. Again, I haven't quite figured out, using Virtual Desktop, how to bring up the game menu. Where you can advance your skill points, look at your weapon inventory. So what I have to do is I have to hold in the menu button on this controller, which would be the left controller. I switch to the desktop view, bring up the keyboard, and then I push L here. All right. And then I'll go back into VR. Now there's my inventory map. I can look around at the map, and it shows me the skills, telling me I have to unlock some skills. What the heck's going on out there? All right. One quick note about the menu. If you're using the Meta software or the Steam Link software to connect to the game, as opposed to Virtual Desktop, which I'm using, you only have to long press this button right here, the menu button. Just long press the menu button to bring up the inventory screen, your map, your skill, where you adjust your skill points. So again, I'm not 100% sure using virtual desktop. I haven't figured it out yet. How to bring up the game menu, without jumping out of virtual desktop. Bringing up the keyboard, hitting the letter L, and then jumping back into the game to access the menus. But again, the map is almost identical to the old, the Borderlands games. I'm sorry, I'm reading something over there. Where it's like a split screen. You always want to follow the left-hand side of the map. If you're trying to hover over things. So to highlight specific things, the buttons go in and out. For zoom, the right and left trigger, in other words, is your zoom. But if you want to highlight specific points of the map, that's what you do. You follow the left-hand side. All right, let's go to my inventory and take a look at what I got here. Because I did pick up some other stuff. Here's another. Let's bring this guy over. I kind of like that little crossbow gun. So we'll swap these guns and see what it does. All right. I still have a bunch of stuff locked, so I can't really put more than 2 guns. All right, so let's get back out of here. Oh, this one looks pretty cool. Kind of like that one. Again, we got burst mode and semi-auto, which is I have to push the trigger. The number of times I push the trigger, I kind of like the burst mode. All right, so let's see where we're at here.
I've been dying.
I don't know if I like this gun. Kind of a crappy gun. I'm looking at it. Yeah, not too bad. And as you can see, it has the chests just like Borderlands. And the graphics look really nice, man. I'm really shocked that my 2080 Super, considering I'm playing this in VR, can handle this kind of a game still. I get a little bit of glitches every now and then, but nothing too extreme. This mod and everything is just perfectly optimized too, which is nice.
I hope you made your peace.
But yeah, as you can see, I'm freely moving my weapons all over. 6 degree of freedom working good. Let's take a look at some of this scenery here. Oh, what's that up there? Oh, how do I get up there? There's got to be a way up there. Ah, yeah, there we go. There we go. That's how you get up there. Open some of these chests. Let's go up there and see what it is. Oh, boy, that was a big jump. Lucky dice. Oh. Give me some stuff here. Is this any good? No, it's no better than the one I have. It's actually worse. All right. Let's continue onward. It's pretty good. These games are always pretty good. And I really enjoyed Borderlands. So I thought maybe, you know what? I held off for a long time buying this one because I wasn't 100% sure about it, But I thought, you know what? Let's give it a shot.
lies barren, hella decrepit. The last of the Harrow bloodline sits in her ancient throne, her bones clutching a dusty spellbook as though awaiting a destiny that never came.
Well, this place is super grim. I love it! Grab that spellbook!
Grab that spell book, huh? Ah, there's a spell book.
I must wield this magic with honor.
With the spellbook equipped, you can cast the frost spell contained within.
I bet it's extra strong against the undead. They got none of that greasy flesh that people want.
Now, how do we get into the tomb crypt? There's gotta be an entrance around here somewhere.
I think that'll just about do it for me with this video.